Now, in his 29 years, he's experienced more than most men do in a whole lifetime. As a bomb disposal officer, Captain Kevin Ivison regularly took his life in his hands, an ordeal which left him living with post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, now he's put his experiences down in a book called Red One. In this extract, Kevin describes an incident in Iraq from 2006, which earned him a George Medal when he successfully disposed of a bomb against all the odds.
From my position, I could see the place where I was likely to die. If I was lucky, my killer would wait until I was close enough to kill me instantly. If it was not to be my day, I would live long enough to see my limbs torn from my body. The world around me would erupt into noise and action, yet I would hear less and less of it.
Kevin Ivison, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. That's very gripping, your description there. Just describe the situation you were in a little more.
Well, I arrived at the scene on February 28th, 2006. Two of our battle group had died. One was a friend of mine. I had no bomb disposal robot, no electronic countermeasures, a few hundred Iraqis throwing stones and petrol bombs, and a few snipers, and all of this with another bomb to go and defuse.
And knowing that those two people had died ahead of you must have put incredible pressure on you. What was going through your mind?
Initially, just shock that two people had died. And then particularly when I saw that one of them was my friend.
We're seeing him there on the left.
He's on the left there. And to see his body on the scene was put me into an incredibly deep shock.
So that's Richard Holmes and Lee Ellis, wasn't
Yes,
it?
that's right, yeah.
You were convinced you were going to die, weren't you? Why?
Because I had no robot, had no electronic countermeasures. There was a sniper operating. And that kind of bomb, this explosively formed projectile, I had no idea which way that was looking, which way the sensor was looking. So I was relying on nothing more than an educated guess to survive that task. At the time, I thought our chance of survival was about 3, 4 or 5%.
So there's a problem with the robot, wasn't there?
Yes.
That had gone wrong, and the jamming system wasn't working
Yes.
either. When you look back now, do you feel bitter about those things letting you down?
I think soldiers, and particularly bomb disposal operators, are trained to deal with situations when things go wrong. However, I was never trained to deal with that much stuff going wrong. I don't feel any bitterness. I wish it had been different, but I'm just concentrating now on getting as much support for the bomb disposal operators in Afghanistan as I can.
Yeah, you talk about your training. How do you feel about the fact that the training of bomb disposal officers is being sped up now?
Well, at Red One on February the 28th, 2006, I would have died if I hadn't had all the training that I'd had. And that was about 18 months and a couple of years on the job training and a 4-month tour in Northern Ireland. And the people that are going on this shortened course are brave, professional, and they want to go and make a difference. I think we can do more, though, to prepare them for when they go. And if we can make their training a bit more like the training I had, they'll have a better chance of making a good difference.
In your book, you talk about how you were already suffering, well, perhaps the early signs of post-traumatic stress disorder when you went into that situation in Al-Amara. Did it help writing the book to actually get it out your... I can't say get it out your system, it's really not giving it the credit it deserves, but to actually deal with it?
I thought it would, but it didn't. Being trapped in a room writing a book for hours and days on end was actually not a healthy thing for me. What is healthy, and certainly what I found to be very healthy, was to talk about that day with people who were there, or in fact anyone who will listen. Writing wasn't so good, but I would encourage anyone just to talk about what they've been through.
And how do you feel now? How you've had therapy, haven't you, as a result of your experiences?
Yeah. I've been going to therapy for about 6 months, and in fact it ends at the end of this month. And I'd say within 2 months of starting that therapy, I was a different guy. And I'd known for 4 years that I needed it, couldn't quite get that therapy. But now I'm well on the road to recovery.
Do you think, with hindsight now, if you were able to do it all again, would you have chosen the same career path?
I absolutely would.
Why is that?
I think the British Army, but particularly bomb disposal operators, do one of the finest jobs in the world. And it's very difficult. And it's much more difficult now in Afghanistan for the people out there now than it was for me in Iraq. But you have the ability to really make a positive difference. And I wouldn't change a single thing that I did.
It's great to talk to you. Thank you for coming in, and good luck with the book.
Thank you.
Maybe you've got another one in you at some stage.
We'll see. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Good to meet you.